All right, let's move on. Let's move on. I think that's good.
Congratulations, Ryan. You're now 1-1 and third place in the league. Carrie moves to 0-2 and ninth place in the league.
How Billy gives congratulations after every breakdown to the winner. It's very polite of you.
That's the way to go, man. Showmanship is the way to go. But
Billy's a good sport.
I'm more into like rubbing it into the loser's face as opposed to congratulating the winner.
Okay, all right. We're live. Okay, welcome back to week 3 of the SFL Live. We got Big J in the house, finally. We got Billy, same as last week. And we're now on the last week's performances. We're going to talk about, this week we're going to talk about injuries because we had a slew of injuries throughout the league. And so we'll talk about those as opposed to the waivers because there weren't that many big-time waiver pickups. And then we'll go ahead and break down next week's matchups right after that. And so, we'll get right into it with SFL Live.
Welcome, boys. Glad to be a part of episode number 3.
It's always a pleasure, Jay Littlefield. The man, the myth, South Beach in the house.
So,
bad week.
A tough one. So let's start with the week. What happened? We'll talk about the matchups. So who's the first matchup we're talking about here?
You want to go in order?
I'll go from the top.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, all of our orders are going to be linked to our league, so it's going to be one of our games either way we see it.
Okay.
Oh, shit. We'll go mine first then. Megatron and German Shepherd.
Let's do it.
I promised a victory for the East Side. I let the East Side down, apparently. I let the East Side down. I had some injuries. Jamil had some injuries too. But still, my team.
Your team, Bill.
I lost Amir Abdullah this week. And then my defense got blown away by Buffalo for no reason. Larry Fitzgerald did put on for me again with 20.1. Stafford, I don't know, made some bad decisions again. Jeremy Macklin didn't come on until the end of the game.
Jonathan Stewart got hurt too, huh?
Yeah, I didn't even play him. They both got hurt, so I mean, they got the same amount of points. So either way, it wouldn't have helped.
Right.
Jamil, though, despite him not getting anything out of AP and Eddie Lacy or his tight end, Matt Forte put on a show, though.
What has Alan Hearns been doing for you this year? I see you got 11 points this week.
He's consistent, 11, 12, 13 points.
Yeah, it is.
He's out-targeted Allen Robinson, so.
The whole Jaguars offense has not been looking as like it has in the past. Bortles has been struggling. Allen Robinson has been struggling too, so.
Yeah.
They're looking for answers over there.
I picked up Ivory off the waiver wire today. I know he's been in the hospital for those 2 weeks, but Yeldon has been
What's he been doing?
Basically a free pickup for me since Woodhead's out for the season. So, with the running backs being so thin that, there's no depth anymore on the waiver, I would count him out of the 5th waiver position. But, who even knows if he's going to be able to play.
I basically feel like most of the teams are going to be playing 4 wide receiver sets soon just because waivers on running backs are so thin and it's more of a passing league. So.
In a PPR league, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
Draft heavily wide receivers.
Yeah, it was perfect for me with Woodhead because he basically is a wide receiver that plays running back. But now that he's gone, so who did Jamil have big weeks? I mean, Matt Forte had a monster, huh?
Sterling Shepard and Mike Evans, his receivers, both put on 19.
Yeah, I gotta think Sterling is the number 2 guy in New York now. I think he's over Vic. Not Vic, Victor Cruz.
Yeah.
Is he getting more targets than him? I haven't really watched that.
He out-targeted Odell this week.
Wow. Odell dropped a touchdown too, huh?
Yeah.
I think originally we thought that the adding of these wide receivers was going to help Odell's prospects, but it's actually taken away from him because they're double teaming that guy, and now they got these other 2 guys here.
Victor Cruz and Sterling
is healthy again.
Yeah.
What do you guys feel with Aaron Rodgers? I mean, have you seen that meme going around the internet of the last 8 weeks, Blaine Gabbert has outproduced him in yards, completion percentage, touchdowns, and everything?
I did see that. Matter of fact, I think it was in our SFL chat. So,
but it is Aaron Rodgers, though.
Yeah, the man is
gold.
This
season.
You're talking about a
maybe Olivia
last season.
Olivia Munn has been taking all of his juice.
Yeah, same thing.
He's been
hooking up too much.
Look at Russell Wilson. I mean, same thing. He hasn't produced. He must be getting married to Sierra.
Yeah, blame the girls. I mean, it's their fault.
But in the end, good job, Jamil, on the victory. Put you at 2-0.
Good week. I think we all predicted Billy to win, so we were wrong on that one.
Yeah, we were all wrong on that.
What's new?
Yeah,
we don't know shit here.
We're just like every other analyst.
Yeah, you just get 15% right.
One of 2-0 teams, and he has the least amount of points in the league.
2 victories, that helps out his cause. I mean, as long as he keeps it churning and churns out these light victories, it's going to be good for him.
It's all for you. I mean, you got to have the least amount of points in the league and still be, first place.
Yeah. He's a bit victorious.
Right, so Jamil pumps up to 2-0, undefeated. Billy, you go down to 1-1, and let's move on to might as well do Winston winners while we got you here against Christina.
Against Club Christina, yeah. Jay, me and Ryan voted for you on this one.
We did.
Pete did go for Club Christina.
I actually thought I was going to be in trouble this week, but not because of what happened. I thought I was going to be in trouble because Manning and Beckham were each going to get 40, 50 points on me because they were playing that Saints defense. So surprising how she won with guys like Diggs just absolutely going crazy and Greg Olsen going nuts and, Denver defense scoring 24 points. I mean, I got ravaged by injuries. I mean, Doug Martin, first quarter, hamstring. Danny Woodhead, first quarter, knee. Ezekiel Elliott, I'm a little bit worried about because he fumbled twice. Lost the goal line carry to Alfred Morris, and he's my second-round pick, so that didn't make me happy.
And AJ got blanketed too. So.
Oh no, I wouldn't say he got blanketed. The weather. I mean, both him and Antonio Brown, they didn't want to take any chances throwing down the field in those conditions because they don't want their guys to get hurt. So I don't think it had anything to do with him getting blanketed or anyone shutting him down. I think the coordinators basically said, let's just dump it short. We're not going to take any chances on getting AJ hurt. It's a long season, so not really worried about AJ.
But they always do play tough against the Steelers. Always play Bengals tough. So,
but AJ last year averaged like 29 fantasy points per game against the Steelers. He averaged like 13 catches for 140 yards and a touchdown against them. So,
that downpour, the torrential downpour, did not help. Let's just run the ball.
Well, I watched it. It was a messy game, dude. Like everything.
Yeah. Early season rainstorm.
But yeah, I mean, Christina's team is solid. If she can get production like that out of a guy like Diggs all the time, I mean, she's gonna have a tough team. I mean,
I think he'll be inconsistent with Bradford in there. That was just like a great week for him.
Yeah, I mean, but Bradford's better than Sean also.
Yeah.
And without Peterson, they're gonna have to start throwing a little bit more too.
Yeah, I agree. So, who's that T. Williams guy that got 15 points? I never heard of that guy.
Terrell Williams. He was
the Keenan Allen replacement.
Yeah, Keenan Allen replacement.
Yeah, well, so yeah, I got slaughtered today. So, what is it?
Yeah, well, you lost Woodhead and you got hit by the bug big time, and Doug Martin got her a little bit. So you got some things to look for in your running back situation, but you did get the waiver wire pick of the week last week, as we said it, and Fuller came through. You got good stuff. Good performance. So he's definitely someone that you're going to be happy with.
Yeah, thankfully I have I handcuffed Martin with Sims, and I have Carlos Hyde on the bench, so running back.
Yeah, no, I actually think Sims has 3 weeks to prove that might be his backfield.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
he's talented.
I do believe so.
All right, so let's move on. Jay 1-1, Christina 1-1. So still early, but we'll go on to the next one.
Want to go into notorious MVP versus back-to-back?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Steve goes 0-2.
I think all three of us went for this one.
I changed his name to back-to-backs because he was going to start the league off with back-to-back losses, and then that's awesome.
I personally think his name should be One Hit Wonder.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
I feel he should be
One-hit
called points
wonder.
because if I didn't lose to him by .03, he wouldn't even have made the playoffs last year. So let's just change his nickname right now to Fluke.
It's a fluke. That sounds good.
Well, let's see his team.
Well, Pierre Pierre scored the most points in the league at 165, which is a huge number. 137 is respectable, and he still lost. But Pierre got 165 with Russell Wilson getting less than 10. You know, Russell's going to come around. We all know that. He came on strong at the end of last year. So,
I mean,
I got a block.
His kicker scored 18. Sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
If Pierre played Travis over Aguilar, Benjamin had 31 points almost on his bench.
Yeah, that was a wait and see, I think, for P. Like, just to wait and see if he really does take over the offense for Keenan Allen.
Aguilar is a tough start with, but I mean, Wentz looks good. So his running backs killed it though. DeMarco Murray finally living up.
His position players did put on for him this week, so I mean, it looked good. Even Delaney Walker.
See, what did Steve do? He got Fleener, one of the worst. I don't know. That was just, he got so hyped in the offseason. I didn't see it. Right when Steve took that pick, I looked at him. I said that was an Inspector Gadget type of reach. How early he took Fleener.
But Fleener is always that. He's always that every year. They're hyping him up. When he was with Luck, he's going to be the next Jimmy Graham and blah, blah. And he doesn't live up to it most of the time.
I wonder how long Steve's going to be keeping Deion Lewis on his bench for like 8 weeks.
He got rid of him already. He got rid of today. Yeah.
Oh.
But
even his bench didn't even score too many points.
Yeah. I don't know. Steve might have some issues now that Spencer Ware is going to lose a little to Jamal Charles and that three-headed running attack that they have there in Charkandrick, and because Spencer fumbled and he did lose out some touches to Charkandrick West. So
yeah, he had a big week from his defense. So
Steve has a good team if it was last year's stats. You know, he'd be awesome with Freeman and Robinson.
Yeah.
Freeman, Robinson, Antonio.
Carson Palmer.
At the end of the year. Yeah. This would be last year's all-star team.
Yeah. I don't think he did any research. I think he would just watch games from last year when he drafted his team.
Yeah. He'll somehow get the number one waiver wire in week, 8, 9, and 10 in a row, and all of our running backs will get hurt, and he'll get all their backups, and I'll lose again.
He'll find a David Johnson again, the David Johnson of this year.
David Johnson and D'Angelo Williams last year off of waivers.
And Jordan Reed too.
Yeah, Jordan Reed was a waiver pull.
Killed me because I had him at one point. I drafted him.
But. Up to 1-1 in 7th place. Steve.
0-10.
Last year.
On 10th place. Yeah. Well, good job, P. Congratulations. Next up.
Did you guys all predict Pierre to win that one?
Yeah, we did actually.
We did.
we all went for P on that.
All right, what do we got next? We got versus Lou.
Lou Martini versus Hit Me Up.
This is where this was my prediction of the week, the Flutie Magic prediction of the week, and it turned out to be the Flutie Magic jinx of the week because it was a blowout, but it was the other way around. So that's my bad.
I mean, look at that. I mean, you would think just looking at Tony's team with Breeze, Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, they all had just A+ matchups, and I mean, they didn't do terrible, but each of them was below, especially Breeze. Breeze was way below projections. So, I mean, you got to think that those games would have been a lot more high scoring. I mean, actually, we're high scoring, but
no, we were saying that the Giants versus Saints was going to be huge, and I'm watching that game like. Is this the Rams and Seahawks? Because no one's doing anything. This is so boring.
Well, because last year, Breeze threw for 7 touchdowns. Eli threw for 6 in the same game. So, I mean.
Was it in New Orleans, possibly? It was in.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why. It's a different place inside.
Yeah. I mean, geez, Tony got no production from Golden Tate. He got barely any production from Jennings. I mean, I don't know how long he can stick with Barnage at tight end. It's crazy to me that with Gronk out, he didn't start Bennett over Barnage. You would think that would be a must start with Bennett against the Dolphins instead of Barnage, but I don't know.
I mean, what can you do? You roll with the lineup you choose, and then you play it out how it goes. I do agree with that Barnage. I said last week I don't think Barnage was going to do anything. I am surprised that he didn't start Martellus Bennett.
Yeah, me too.
But he does have supposedly Jamal Charles coming back this weekend. I don't think he'll start him because he won't be at 100%.
Yeah, I don't know.
He did dump Arian Foster for Jay Ajayi.
He dumped Arian Foster?
Yep, for Jay Ajayi today.
Arian Foster's only going to be out 1 week, right?
I don't know why he did that, but yeah, it's out there. He did that.
So who does Lou? Yeah, Lou's team is actually strong.
Lou is pretty legit for Todd Gurley not doing much. Like
yeah,
2
and
weeks
he's got Blunt. He's
Gurley.
got Blunt sitting on the bench. Who's they're riding him until Brady gets back. So that guy's gonna get a lot of carries.
Yeah.
Lou doesn't have much wide receiver help on the bench, but he's got a solid 1-2-3 punch with Jeffrey Cooks and Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah, he could do the same as last year where he got the 6th seed. He might get the 6th or 5th seed.
Yeah, it seems not bad. And then once Tyler Eifert comes back,
it's 2-0.
It'll be a little bit better too.
Eifert was practicing today in pads, so I mean he might have a good outlook on tight end soon. So.
And then Gurley hasn't even done anything for him yet. I don't know if that's going to change or not. That offense is very vanilla, but I mean Gurley's done nothing for Lou, and he's 2-0 right now.
How you guys feel about Benjamin? You feel like Benjamin is going to be a top receiver all year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
Barring injury, why not? I mean, his junior year at Florida State, he killed it. His rookie year, he killed it, and just injuries set him back last year. But man, that was a huge game for him this year.
Well, it was interesting how they still led the league in scoring last year without Benjamin, and now he comes back, and it's like, whoa, these guys get a number 1 receiver to add to that.
Right? You don't know how to put either. They don't have any running backs. They just, I mean,
they did it with Ted Ginn and Philly Brown.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna.
And
now it's Fozzie Whittaker. I mean,
boring ass Justin Forsett.
Yeah. All right, what do we got here? So Lou, first place in the league.
Tony 1-1, 8th place. Congratulations, Lou, on the win. Let's move on to the last matchup of last week. It's Flutie Magic, the 16th. Is that 16? Is that the 16th? Yeah.
That is 16, yeah.
All right. Versus
16 was my football number.
Oh, okay, that makes sense now.
Well, right. You're leading the league in points again, I believe, right now at this point. Cash ranked 1-1 team, so you got the most points in the league. I mean, Carrie put up, that's 2 weeks in a row she put up a lot of points. I think she put up like 150 against me last week, and I just happened to score 180. And then, this week it looks like she put a good number on the board with 135. Most weeks you're going to probably win with 135, but again, she lost by over 20 points.
Carrie's maneuvering pretty well. I mean, she picked up Flacco on the waivers. She picked up Mike Wallace. She didn't start him, but she did pick up Wallace and Flacco. That would have been a nice rainbow if she had played that.
Yeah, Wallace, that's 2 good weeks in a row that he's had, which is, I thought his career was done. That's a surprise to me.
Oh, they're saying him and Pitt are the go-to guys for Flacco now. So.
And then, I mean, you can't really start Crowell. You can't blame him for that. He's done nothing in his career, but he had that big.
He had one giant run.
85-yard run. And then who blew up for your team? Oh, both of your running backs killed it.
I've been watching the recaps on Yahoo, and I was nervous about my running backs coming into the season, but both weeks I've had the top scoring running back production without Le'Veon Bell, which is pretty cool. But I'm a little nervous about when Bell comes back. I was like, how are they going to use Williams? They can't just put him on the bench.
Yeah, Williams has been.
Well, no, you got to remember, they did that last year to him. They didn't play him anything until Le'Veon got hurt again. That's the only worry you would have, but you do have Le'Veon, so.
Yeah, well, I hope they do that.
I mean, they got to do something.
Melvin Gordon's status goes up with Woodhead going down. Sorry, Jay.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm kind of happy about that.
I saw Tony. He said the hand today in practice. Is that true? I didn't see anything.
Yeah, Corey Coleman did break his hand today.
I mean, he's a tough start anyways right now because it was Cody Kessler's his quarterback. So
Yeah, USC's Cody Kessler.
Yeah, so your receiving crew's tough, man. Landry is just—he's one of those underrated guys who gets a ton of catches every week, no matter what.
Yeah, he's a volume beast. Jarvis Landry.
Emmanuel Sanders. I haven't really watched too much of the Broncos yet. Does he have any chemistry with Simeon or what?
No, Simeon. It's low production. He passes. He's like below 10-yard passes.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, they're basically worry about their defense and their running game, control the clock. They don't have to score a whole lot, So they just keep Simeon. Their defense seems to score a touchdown every week.
Well, that and C.J. Anderson has been going, apeshit the last 2 weeks, so
he's been awesome so far.
Yeah.
You got Josh Gordon coming out in a couple weeks too, so unless
he's got a warrant out for his arrest
for a paternity test,
child support or something.
No, he didn't take a paternity test for court.
Oh God,
that's funny. Gordon is awesome. I love Gordon and his choices.
Yeah, if I was an NFL player, I would act just like him. I would smoke weed and get girls pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's move on. Let's move on. I think that's good.
Congratulations, Ryan. You're now 1-1 and 3rd place in the league. Carrie moves to 0-2 and 9th place in the league.
How Billy gives congratulations after every breakdown to the winner. It's very polite of you.
That's the way to go, man. Showmanship is the way to go. But
Billy's a good sport.
I'm more into rubbing it into the loser's face as opposed to congratulating the winner.
Right.
Oh well, if it's Steve, yes. If it's Steve, we'll get in his face.
Yeah.
So
that's it, right? That's all of them.
That's all for last week.
So let's move on to the injuries, there was a lot of them. It seemed like every game we're watching, someone's getting hurt, and a lot of running backs went down. The list is long, so we can start with probably the biggest one, Adrian Peterson. Probably biggest injury this week.
Like I was telling Billy before we started, I mean, is it a hidden, positive thing for the Vikings? He's only averaged 1.7 yards per carry through the first 2 weeks. He's looked awful. He's just running into his linemen. I mean, they're stacking. That's why Diggs has been able to be so successful. But, now McKinnon's probably going to have holes because teams aren't going to be as, up in the box on the run like that. But, I mean, is it too early to say? But I think that could be the end of us seeing Adrian Peterson as like a top-notch running back.
That's what I was thinking. I was going to ask the same thing. Is this it? Like, he's 31. He's a running back. Running backs don't do much when they get 30. So
right. And he's was one of those guys that was carrying the ball 25, 30 times a game. He's had multiple knee surgery. I can't see him coming back from this. I mean,
and you might just retire. Like, save yourself. You don't want to be hobbling around, the rest of your life. Just retire, man. Like, you've done everything. You're going to be a Hall of Fame player no matter what. So just quit now.
I did hear that. He's on the roster. I think next year, as of week bonus, that's probably why he is going to try to come back. So
they also said he's $17 million against the book.
Yeah, I think if he does play again next year, it'll be for somebody that's not the Minnesota Vikings because they can't afford to pay a 32-year-old running back with bad knees that kind of money.
Well, what
do we think as far as – go ahead, Billy.
No, I read a thing about, if Adrian Peterson does try to go back, it's the same injury that Derrick Rose had, right? And Derrick Rose is all, not even what he used to be.
A shell.
Just from that, yeah, a shell of what he used to be from a meniscus tear like that. So,
he's proved for Peterson, but I can't see him coming back at 31.
All right, so who do we think is going to take over that backfield? There's a couple guys there. They just signed Ronnie Hillman. I was surprised at Ronnie Hillman. That guy, every time it seemed like he touched the ball, always got a positive gain in Denver. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him, not this week, but in a couple weeks down the road, start to get a bulk of the carries. But I think this week it'll be McKinnon and then Asiata once they get inside the 10. Hillman's the most accomplished back in their backfield right now.
I agree.
He has the most yards.
The thing is, they also lost Ryan Khalil, the starting left tackle.
The left tackle. Yeah.
Got to move their right tackle over. And Bradford's not exactly a picture of health. So
Bradford's got to watch his back now.
Yeah, Minnesota, they had some potential this year, but now with all these injuries going down, it doesn't look very promising.
All right, so we're saying right now we'd like to have McKenna, maybe in the future, next few games, Ronnie Hillman, maybe an interesting choice.
I like Hillman. I think Hillman would do pretty well if he gets the offense down.
Okay, what do you think is the next substantial injury? What's the most impact that's going to happen in fantasy?
Oh.
Is it Moncrief? Is it Martin?
No, I don't.
Is it Woodhead? Woodhead out for the year?
Could be big. I don't think many people expected a lot from the Chargers. I think it helps Melvin Gordon. Not a lot of people expected a lot for him, and he's already started off as a solid RB1 with 3 touchdowns. I'd like to see what Charles. Obviously, he's on my team. I'd like to see Charles Sims do well because he's a great pass catcher. We just don't know what he can do on first and second down. He's never really had the opportunity in Tampa. So I don't think it's really going to hurt my team with Doug Martin going down. Other than Charles,
I'd rather have Charles Sims because they line him in the slot. He can catch the ball in the backfield and he's shifty and he's fast. And so I think we haven't seen what he's capable of. So he's got 3 weeks to prove it. He could prove that they don't need Doug Martin to come back in there. So
right, and then they could just have Doug. It could be like a goal line guy or just a change of pace type of guy. So yeah, Sims had a lot of hype behind him. And hopefully he can live up to it for my sake at least.
Yeah, you would like to see that.
Yeah.
So what do we think? Moncrief next? That's pretty big. 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, because he's the guy that Andrew Luck looks for on third down, like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's the safety blanket.
He's a touchdown man.
Yeah, man, it sucks because that should help you, Billy, because Ty should get a little more action. But Ty's more of a down the field type of guy.
Yeah, that'll help P out a little bit with Dorsett. Dorsett pickup.
Yeah, he picked him up last week. Dorsett could have a big uptick.
Yeah, Dorsett. To me, he's just a lot like Ty. Is just really fast. He kind of sticks on the side.
He's a little more sturdy. He's got a little more meat on his bones.
Yeah.
Ty is just a little skinny dude.
Feel like that's another team. They have terrible offensive line issues. They have no running game. Frank Gore is just a plotter. It's like gross to watch him run. He just gets 3 yards and falls down every time.
That is a Steve running back. That's his running back right now.
That's a big injury. That's going to hurt them.
All right, Billy, we can talk about Abdullah, your guy. He's out for the year. He's on IR. So
they said maybe 8 weeks, but I think he's done for the year, dude. He went to that specialist that everyone goes to with foot, Anderson. So it's probably bad.
So what?
It's got to make Theo Riddick.
What happens?
Owners very happy.
Christina.
Yeah. What? Right. You know the Lions more than most of us, Billy. What happens?
Well, what's going to happen is we're going to rely on the pass heavy of Theo Riddick because Theo Riddick's on every down back. They're hoping that Dwayne Washington can start being that bulldozer since he's a bigger back. Yeah. But in the end, we still have that guy Zach Zenner who's still raw, but we don't know how he's going to work. They did sign Aaron Dobson for more wide receiver help, which we have 6 wide receivers now, so I don't understand that.
If he didn't play well with Tom Brady, I'm not sure if he can do that. Might be his only chance.
Yeah, that's
I wouldn't be too excited about Dobson.
If he couldn't,
Eric, you think he gets a little boost now? I mean, they think since they're passing Eric Ebron, you think it's more consistent now? I mean, this is the best I've seen him look since he started his career.
As long as he stays healthy, I think Ebron can be at least a top 10, top 5 tight end if he really, because we fling the ball so much. So I think Ebron could be. So
I'm actually pretty shocked about how quiet Golden Tate has been. Marvin Jones came in and he just took over that receiver thing. That guy's blowing up.
Right, Golden Tate has always been. Really
Golden Tate was there last year. Why Marvin Jones, Billy?
Well, you got to understand, Marvin Jones he's starting to develop that deep chemistry with Matt Stafford that Calvin Johnson used to have. Anquan takes away from the inside field that Golden Tate does. Anquan's tougher than Golden Tate, in my opinion. I think Anquan will take a bunch of hits and keep going.
So do you sit Golden Tate at this point, or you think he might come around at some time in the season?
He's going to get his. Come on now. Golden Tate will get his. He's almost had 100 the last 100 catches both years. Yeah. So, I mean, either way, he's going to get his. I think our offense will be fine. I think if Ebron stays healthy, I like Dwayne Washington. I think he's going to be really well for our team, too.
What do you guys think the quarterback does to their? If Gronk plays this week, but Jacoby Brissett's the quarterback, you know what?
Brisket.
What happens there?
What, Brisket or Brissett?
Yeah.
Brissett?
What do you see going on with Gronk if he plays this week? If Brissett's the quarterback, I mean, do you start Gronk? I mean, I think you have to start Gronk if he plays, no matter who the quarterback.
If he's good at doing checkdowns, Gronk's going to be that checkdown guy. But Gronk's big enough to get his own, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I think they're going to hand the ball off a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be
30 carries for Blunt. James White's going to get a lot of action until Brady comes back.
I saw today that Brissett was 6 of 9 for 96 yards, but his average pass only traveled 1 yard downfield.
Wow.
So it's just
James White broke one off.
Out of like dump off.
They did work out 2 quarterbacks, T.J. Yates and Sean Renfro. So.
What do we feel about the future of Garoppolo? Are they going to try to trade him with a value high? Are they going to sit on him for a couple years until Brady breaks down in his old age?
They're going to sit on him.
You think so?
Jack and Harry said, sorry.
He was 2 years ago, how he broke every record in the NFL to basically the next year physically just broke down. You have to hold on to Garoppolo because you never know when that can happen to Tom. I mean, he's showing no signs of it right now, but either did Manning, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden last year, Manning was done. Like he was done as a productive quarterback. So I think you got to keep Garoppolo just in case that happens.
I've been watching First Take, and this is a debate they're doing. Stephen A. Smith believes that Brady has got about 3 more years. Max Kellerman's like, he's got 1.5. It's going to be the Manning effect all over again. So we'll see.
This could have been best case scenario for Brady to only have a 12-game season going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
You get the rest.
He's getting massages. He's getting facials. He's doing yoga.
Hanging out with Model Y.
Yeah.
So
Giselle's,
maybe this does
looking at Giselle's boobs. All right. Is there any other injuries we think are significant that we should touch on?
I think we got them all.
Jay Cutler, Arian Foster, Thomas Rawls, a couple games, probably not too much of a change up.
Yeah, none of those guys are big scorers anyway.
All right, so you want to move on to the preview for next week?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I think do we start off with the big one or do we wait? Do the big one last?
Let's wait for the big one since we're both here. We'll start at something else.
All right.
We'll
Billy versus Steve.
Okay, that is a big one.
I mean, look at that projection.
Close.
They're projected within 1.5 of each other.
Super close matchup.
All right, what do we got? Let's see who these matchups are.
Got Blake Bortles coming in, Billy.
Yeah, Bortles against Baltimore.
Okay.
I'm not sure with Matt Stafford against Green Bay right now. So in Green Bay and Lambeau.
In Green Bay, looks like it's going to be possibly raining, but it might rain in Baltimore as well. So I think that's.
You're gonna go with the. You're going with the rainbow with Bortles and Hearns. Double the points there.
Yeah, I'm basically doing a 4 wide receiver set this week. So.
You got Macklin on Revis Island though.
I'm not worried about that at all. Even the analyst said that Macklin's going to get there.
Yeah, the island seems like it's sinking a little bit. The water is coming up on him.
What did someone say? It's Revis Resort now.
Yeah, you want to stay there. It's a nice place to stay.
Yeah.
Like palm trees and stuff.
Oh man, you got to watch out for that Antonio Brown breakout game. Ben is going to look to get him off against that weak Eagles secondary.
Yeah. I'm looking more towards if Fitzgerald can give me 20 points like Antonio Brown, I'll be okay, I feel. And Larry Fitz has been gold. So.
Buffalo's defense has been pretty bad this year. I mean, they've been giving up a lot of points, but Gilmore and Darby are 2 of the better cornerbacks in the league, which is weird. I don't know why they've been giving up so many points. So you would think Fitzgerald would have a big game. I mean, but he's going to be matched up with some good cornerback.
How comfortable are you with starting Matt Jones over Ryan Matthews?
That's still a decision to be made.
It's still a decision. Okay.
Yeah, I'm filling that out.
I don't want to give you any ideas.
I know you don't. But I also have Shane Vereen too now for opposite effect in that game. So It's kind of funny.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm starting
Steve's
West
bench
Ham. That's what I'm going to do against Steve.
You could even flex Matthews. You could flex Matthews instead of Macklin against the Jets. Who knows?
Well,
It's like it's raining.
Steelers D is a little tougher than most up front. And I mean, he did lose out some hands, like some runs to Darren Sproles this week, which didn't make any sense in the goal line. But it's
some. He's getting touches.
He lost a touchdown to Trey Burton. He lost 3 goal line carries to Darren Sproles. I mean, yeah, eventually he got us 2 touchdowns, but it's still something to worry about if they're already resorting back.
Is it?
Nah, I wouldn't worry about it.
You're going really in depth on that, man.
Yeah, it is. I sat there and watched it.
Different play sets. But
he's got 14 and 16 back-to-back weeks. So, Jones has. I mean,
going to have anything that he could just sub in from his bench to start either. I mean, other than, but shit, maybe Frank Gore over Spencer Ware. But like we talked about earlier, Gore is just a plotter at this point here. So,
all right. Well, here's the tough question: Who do we think is going to win this matchup?
I got Megatron going
close one,
and Steve going to 0-3 for the second consecutive year.
Yes,
Ryan, you?
I like that. Yeah, no, I'm saying the same. Get Matthews in that lineup, and you'll be good, man.
Well, shit, it's me. I feel like I can win every week, so I'll go ahead and say I'm going to take this game.
All right, 3-0 for Billy here. Stuff, you want to do German Shepherd versus Club Christina?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that.
Looks like Christina's got a nice projection, 15-point lead to start it.
Yes. Yeah, the Eli Beckham stack. I mean, you got to look at it, too. Eli throwing to Sterling Shepard could hurt Christina because Shepard could get –
And Josh Norman is going to be on Beckham the whole game. So, I mean, last year they basically fist fought the whole game and forgot about football.
Oh, yeah. They're already talking shit to each other. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is a boxing match. It's not even a football game.
Yeah, Theo Riddick, he could have a big game. Like he's the only guy now.
I like Riddick a lot.
Yeah,
Riddick could be a top 10 fantasy running back.
He's got to match up against the budget. Who is Darrell Williams guy? The Colts defense is really soft. He could have another good week.
Yeah.
Who is this tight end that Jamil starts? Ozuma.
I don't think he's going to start him. That was just a tight end pickup. He took
3-point projection.
Yeah.
He has to start.
But
Ertz is hurt.
He's got Shepard on the other side. So you got Eli for Christina's team, and he's got Shepard. So we'll see who comes out of that battle, the Odell or Shepard or Victor Cruz. Who knows? It's like a week-to-week basis, it seems like.
Yeah. He's got McKinnon. You never know. We don't know what we're getting there.
They said Lockett was a little banged up, right?
Comeback player of the year. Acquisition of the year, Forte for the Jets. It's looked amazing
start.
So far.
Yeah, that was a steal.
Was that the Hail Mary game last year, right?
Yeah. He's got the cheeseburger man, Eddie Lacy, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
What do you guys think in this game? I mean, I gotta think Christina. I mean, I know it's chalk going with the favorite here, but I think Christina goes to 2-1 and knocks Jamil off the undefeated ranks.
I'm gonna go upset.
I think Christina's team's got good matchups. Go ahead, Ryan.
I'm gonna go upset here on this one. I'm predicting. Flutie Magic prediction of the week. Maybe I don't know. I don't know yet. I think Jamil is gonna do it. I think Odell is gonna get locked down by Norman, and Shepard's gonna see the touches. And Aaron Rodgers is going to light up Detroit. So, prediction of the week, right here, right on the bottom. Flutie Magic, projection of the week. Projection of the week. Projection of the week. Put it on the bottom. Flutie Magic, prediction of the week. Here. I think so. I mean, we're almost to the end, so we don't have much time left.
Yeah.
If I see something better in the next, maybe I can do 2. I don't know.
No, you can get 1. There's only 5 games now. So
okay. All right.
Well, one prediction of the week.
We'll edit this out, but I predict a German Shepherd's upset over Christina.
All right. I got Christina.
I'm going Christina. I think her team's got pretty good matchups. Yeah.
All right. On to the next one.
Next one.
Oh, look at Tony pulling the trick move. He's not showing his hand against Pierre with the starting lineups here.
Yeah, the mind games start early.
They do start early.
Both 1-1 teams.
Breeze. Look at those top 3 matchups for
man,
for Tony. That's
whenever you see Atlanta and New Orleans, at New Orleans, yikes.
I think he did that because I don't think he did that as a mind thing. I think he was just trying to acquire players. He didn't know who was going to play or whatnot. I don't think it was a mind game. I think actually he was just trying to figure out if Charles was starting or something.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit old from last 2 years of not putting your lineup in and messing with people.
Let's see.
I think this one's going to be a shootout. Shootout. Big points from both sides. It's too hard to tell.
Jordy Nelson could have a big breakout game.
Against Detroit.
Rivers could have a monster game against the Colts.
Yeah, but they got Vontae Davis, Patrick Robinson back. Both are starting DBs.
The Rivers Benjamin stack. Benjamin, a guy that's looking to fill Keenan Allen's shoes. So he looked good last week, but that might spread around a little bit.
Mariota sucks, but the Oakland defense is pathetic. So Delaney Walker could have a big game.
Yeah, I believe that.
It's a tough matchup. This is a tough call.
This is a tough one. We got to look at Tony's bench, who he's going to plug in there. Right. Jamal Charles not going to play.
No, I think he is going to play.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right.
Jeremy Hill's got Denver. That's no good.
No, that's tough.
Golden Tate probably.
Golden Tate's look like shit so far.
Yeah. I mean,
Martellus Bennett.
There's no Foster.
I don't know. This is like a pick 'em. This is a pick 'em.
Yeah, this is a pick 'em here. I'm going to go with Tony here just because of the Breeze, Julio Jones, Willie Snead, Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Top 4. I think I'm going to go with Tony just off the Falcons and Saints guys.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. Build off last week.
Do you think that they're be productive? It's Monday night. People kind of play a little bit closer on Monday nights. Yeah. Do you think that stack is going to be, or do you think it's going to be low scoring because it's a divisional game?
It's indoors. It's on the carpet in New Orleans, man. They're going to run over the field. Mm-hmm. Matt Ryan looked pretty good last week.
30-27, something like that.
Okay.
I'm going Tony for that one to go up to 2-1. That would sink Pierre down to 1-2.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think Pierre might take it.
Okay. Devil's advocate.
I'll be the opposite on this one. I think Pierre will take that.
We need that.
Let's see. Who do we got next?
Carey versus
last but not least.
No, we got. Oh yeah.
Carey versus Lou. We'll wait for that one for last. Yeah, Carey versus Lou. Lou coming off a big win.
2-0 versus 0-2. Projections.
Yeah, this doesn't. What is Carey doing with a guy named Q Inua as a starting wide receiver when she has
Quincy Inua?
Because she's a Jets fan. Inua's actually looked really gonna solid.
Play Inua's been he's averaged 15, 16 points a week. So yeah.
He gets a lot of targets.
Brandon Marshall is hurt.
He's like an Anquan Bolden.
But both of them are hurt. And Inua cracked his rib or something too, didn't he?
Yeah, you can't play Anu over Randall Cobb against the Lions. Yeah. Can you?
I don't know. Randall Cobb hasn't done anything yet this year.
Yeah, that's true.
But the Packers will come around. You know, they got Aaron Rodgers, man.
Yeah.
He can get his head right.
If Devontae Parker's playing, Devontae Parker could have a huge game this week against the Browns. That's another guy. I mean, I would 100% if I had Devontae Parker on my team, I would start him this week. He's practiced all week, so I don't know why there's a Q.
She finally sat Langford, even though he's been averaging about 3.2 yards a carry for his entire career. Well, I hate that guy. I hate the Bears.
Yeah, but he's got to start.
No Cutler.
Do you think Crowell's going to have a big week against Miami?
I don't think so.
Who?
I think he had one big run last week. He had an 80-yard run last week. But take that away, and he had 7 fantasy points.
Yeah.
And McCown be a serviceable quarterback. Now they have an undrafted player starting at quarterback, so they're going to stack the box. I mean, Dolphins should win that game easily. I think they should win. This is my blowout win of the week right here. I'm going Lou, big over carry.
Right? I'm going Lou too. I think Lou is going to beat it pretty bad. Beat it pretty bad. Beat it pretty bad. Beat it pretty bad. They're saying Luck was a little bit hurt this week in practice, soreness in his arm. So, I mean, that could hurt her a little bit.
Down right here, I think Andrew Luck is the most overrated player in the NFL.
That's a good. So that's a J insight. Put it on the Todd Gurley against Tampa Bay. Finally, I mean, I think this is when Todd Gurley comes around and
goes ape shit.
Shows a little bit of something. Yeah, I think 100 yards. I'm saying 100 yards from Gurley this week.
Buddy on his team scoring pretty big, decent amount of points this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
You taking Lou too, Ryan?
I am taking Lou.
All right.
So I called him out last week, and I'm sorry.
And he texted you, and he showed the love back. I remember.
Yeah. I asked him if he wanted to come on the show. Lou, come on the show next week, man. If you win this week, you got to come on the show and tell us how you did it.
We need some insight from Camera Shot Lou. All right, so last but not least, Winston winners versus Flutie Magic 16.
We got 2 of the coaches present.
Yeah, two present right now, and it looks like you have close to a
12-point
projection over Jay right now.
He's got some pretty good matchups. Indy's soft defense for Melvin Gordon, Philly's soft defense for D'Angelo. The Bears are terrible. Dez could have a big game. Landry could have a big game. Tennessee's defense is actually pretty good.
They held the Lions down a little bit.
Lions down, and also Minnesota didn't even score on them in week 1, I don't think, other than those 2 defensive touchdowns. So Tennessee's defense actually looks decent, and so does the Giants. I would say that Reed would have a big game, but the Giants' defense has been pretty good this year. So
yeah, they look good against Breeze. See if my boy Gordon against the Colts.
But it's worrisome. AJ Green's got a tough matchup against Denver, but
those corners are so good.
One guy who can, I mean, they may only score 14 points, but he could get both of them. They could lose or something, but AJ could have a big game. Jordan Matthews could have a pretty good game against that Pitt defense. My guy Will
Fuller, man, against the Patriots. Elliott could rush for 150.
I've heard a lot of people projecting that this is the week where Elliott's gonna finally, show why he was drafted number 4. So.
The Bears are terrible.
Yeah, they just lost.
As long as he can hold on the ball, man, like that guy is gonna get 25 carries.
Dallas wins easily and gets a nice lead, so Dez isn't as big of a factor.
Yeah, for sure. And it's Sunday night too, so it'll be fun on Sunday night to see it on prime time.
And then Carlos Hyde of the year, not the greatest matchup. It's in Seattle, but that's all I can do running back wise right now. I don't think there's nothing. Yeah, I can't. There's no other running back I have until Chris Ivory comes back. Yeah, shoot, I am. I don't know. I'm going to predict myself as the winner here, but
I'm going to predict you too. This is my jinx of the week. I picked Jay. I picked Jay on this one. Jinx of the week.
Jinx of the week. Look at this. Third versus 4th place. What a solid matchup.
2 potential playoff candidates.
I'm going with your team on this. I'm going with Ryan's team on this. Sorry, Jay.
Right, thanks.
I like the matchups a little better for Ryan.
Got some really good matchups.
Yeah.
Can't argue that.
You got lucky.
The Hyde's going to be tough for you at Seattle, it seems like. Witten could have a really good game against Chicago. Like a Gronk, Jordan Reed type game maybe, because the way they're throwing, he's getting everything, it seems like. Sims versus Rams. Sims might actually show, Ezekiel should have a good game.
Really good last week on defense, but, flying West Coast to East Coast for for a morning game.
That's some in-depth analysis right there.
Yeah.
I think Sims is going to get some good, maybe 6 receptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to throw it to him.
Is good. Well,
they're going to throw it to him.
Yeah, they're going to throw it to him. So Winston likes Sims.
All right. We'll see. Well, how do we think about Cam Newton against the Vikings defense? The Vikings held Rodgers down pretty strong. Are we nervous about this one?
I think Vikings is decent.
Maybe surprise Winston start against the Rams.
No, I'm going to stick with Cam. I can see him only getting like one throwing touchdown, but I can see him getting like a 7-yard rush. I don't think he has a rushing touchdown. Oh, yeah.
He has one.
And Jonathan Stewart's hurt, so he's going to get the goal line attempts inside the 2 or 3.
60 or 70 rushing yards and a touchdown, and throwing for 210 and a touchdown. So not a huge game from him, but Cam, if he doesn't have a great game with his arms, can do it with his legs. So I'm going to play him this week.
Oh, he always gets points no matter what. Somehow.
Yeah. I did think Winston's.
Yeah, even his bad week.
I think Winston's going to have a bounce back game though against the Rams for you, like on your bench. So I mean.
Yeah, he should.
It's not going to be a 4-touchdown week 1 performance, but I think he's going to throw 2 to 3, maybe a pick or 2 here and there. But I think it's going to be good.
They play each other next week, so.
All right, so I think that does it for breaking down the matchups for this week. Do we have any other thoughts or ideas that we want to speak about? This is going in like an hour or so, I think.
No, I'm good.
No, I think that's on everything. We got the injuries. We got we could even hit on waivers while we're talking about the teams and everything. But
yeah.
If people go down this week, if running backs go down this week, there's not many players turn. So it's going to be interesting to see who's in.
Running back is very slim right now, so be happy for your guys.
Yeah, so if one of my guys gets hurt, I'm going to have an empty bench spot for the most part. It's crazy.
All right, well, okay.
It's only week 3.
I think, does that do it for us? Is that it?
I think that does do it.
We'll close it out. Okay, so that's week 3 in the SFL. We broke down last week's matchups. We talked about the big-time injuries. There are a lot of them. And we talked about what we see coming up next week. And we'd like to thank Jay Littlefield, Winston Winters, for getting in here and bringing in his intellect. And Billy, of course, was here last year and our last week. And thank you again for doing it. So.
Always a pleasure, Russ.
We're gonna close it out for SFL, and this will do it. And close it off. Press on live or